Conference championship games. Here we go. Your thoughts on those? They feel more like a bowl game each and every passing day.
So the news broke last week. I don't know if you guys saw this. There's a dilemma for the SEC and the Big Ten, Dave. You know what that dilemma is?
What is that dilemma?
They still want this expanded playoff because they want all their teams done. But doing that devalues the conference title games. But Dave, the networks paid a lot of money for those conference title games.
Mm-hmm. You've got you're essentially a person. This is what I thought of. That can afford one car, but thinks because they can make the down payment, they can go buy two cars. So that's essentially what has happened. The SEC and Big Ten have bought two cars, but they can afford one car.
So exactly.
Yeah. And so I think it makes them both look a little goofy.
So guess what they have floated and what is going to probably happen to fix this issue?
They'll split it with the athletes.
No.
That's what they usually just always said. Like, why didn't you do that in the first place 50 years ago?
Well, I'm going to make your head explode on this. The SEC and the Big Ten are going to lobby the playoff to get multiple auto bids. So, like, the SEC is going to lobby to say, like, automatically 4 SEC teams go to the playoff no matter what. And the Big Ten is going to do the same thing. There will be no SEC championship game. Conference title weekend will be play-in games for the 4th and the 5th seeds in the SEC to go to the playoff.
Oh, it's not making my head explode. That'll happen within 5 years.
That's the only way to make it matter, right?
Yeah.
Like, but again, it used to be you played for the SEC championship that weekend to win the SEC, and then you could go play for the national title. Now, we're talking it's a play-in game for a playoff. And that's just to keep the value where it is since the value is devalued so much. How bad is that, Dave? Think about that for a minute. How embarrassing is that?
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. But I think what you're going to see is this. I think the Big Ten and the SEC are kind of in this last chance sprint to gain the most control possible, because I think the individual schools are going to start to lose some of that control as they lose control financially of where this money is going. So I feel like that all of these schools are trying to get that last bit of control before it's all regulated, which it's got to be. You can't have guys evaluating other programs that they could play that week, for goodness sake.
Exactly. And Chris, just want to correct one thing. It's not 2 SEC games. There will be no SEC championship game. It'll just be a play-in game. Derek's asking where I got this source from. It was a CBS Sports report last week that it was floated. And basically what they want to do is they want to guarantee that the SEC and the Big Ten will each have 4 teams in, and that way they can do the conference title game as a play-in game for like 4th and 5th. So this year, Alabama finished 4th and South Carolina finished 5th. I think Ole Miss finished 6th, but whatever. But it'd be Alabama and South Carolina would play each other for a play-in game to get to the college football playoff. That's how they would do that. Or maybe Tennessee and Alabama if you only get 3 teams guaranteed in.
So wait, then you would have an SEC championship game that could consist of your 4th and 5th highest rated teams?
Yes, because there will be no championship game. It'll be a play-in game for the playoff.
Okay, well, then that is stupid. Then you are making it look like a play-in game, which I know it is, but you just don't make it look like that.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And they, because the networks need some value, they need to give people a reason to watch the games. Dave, did you really care about the games over conference championship weekend? I didn't.
I did, but I know a lot of people that agreed with you and didn't.
Yeah. So they need to not have that happen again. So this playoff schedule only runs through 2025. So next year. And then they're going to reformat it. I am telling you guys, this is coming. I am telling you guys, this is coming. They're going to make the conference title games play-in games for the college football playoff between the 4th and the 5th seeds, and the top 3 teams in the conference just to automatically go. That's how this is going to play out. At which point, Dave, if your standing in your conference is determinative of how you get to the playoff, what's the point of playing non-conference big games at that point? What's the point of even having non-conference games? Doesn't matter if you want to lose. All that matters is where you finish in your conference.
I've questioned why you'd even roll the guys out there to play Kent State this year. You just risk a chance that they're going to get hurt.